Book 294. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the three warriors in the debate about the greatest warrior to ever exist. That's right, the three warriors in the debate about the greatest warrior to ever exist. But what is Matthew Daniels talking about? A long time ago, in an area of the earth that I am not at liberty to disclose to the general public, three great warriors were engaged in a most serious debate. These three great warriors all sat around a table made from the earth itself, and they debated back and forth about who deserved the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. The first great warrior rose to his feet, and he held above his head an ancient sword. This, the first great warrior said, is the sword of Alexander the Great. This man, no doubt, deserves the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. This man ascended to the throne at the age of 20 years old, and he spent the majority of his ruling years leading military campaigns with bravery and fearlessness. He won at least 20 straight victories in battle, and according to all accounts, he was in the thick of the fighting alongside his soldiers, and he never shied away from danger. The first warrior said many more wonderful things about Alexander the Great, and then he sat back down. Next, the second warrior rose to his feet, and he held above his head an ancient sword. This, the second warrior said, is the sword of Julius Caesar. This man, no doubt, deserves the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. Not only did he win numerous battles against the enemies of Rome, but he also defeated the great Roman general Pompey in the civil wars to become the first dictator of the mighty Roman Empire. His achievements were so great that even his very name, Caesar, became synonymous with emperor, king, and ruler. The second warrior said many more wonderful things about Julius Caesar, and then he sat back down. Last, the third warrior rose to his feet, and he held above his head an ancient sword. This, the third warrior said, is the sword of Genghis Khan. This man, no doubt, deserves the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. Indeed, with the strength of his arms, he became the founder of the Mongol Empire, which later became the largest land empire in history. Also, there are around 16 million men alive today who have his DNA flowing through their veins. The third warrior said many more wonderful things about Genghis Khan, and then he sat back down. The debate amongst these three warriors continued for weeks, and each man continued to highlight the accomplishments of their choice. Then one day, an old scribe, who was one of my ancestors no less, walked into the room where they debated, and he held above his head an ancient pen. This, the old man said, is the pen of a man who was born with no name. This man, no doubt, deserves the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. In the distant past, when men first appeared on planet Earth, they were no different from the beasts which roam the earth today. They were completely controlled by their instincts and emotions, and they had no morals, language, culture, or deep insight. Then, the man who owned this pen, for some reason that only he knows, did battle with his beastly nature, and he civilized himself and taught himself culture, language, and writing. Then, this man taught these things to the other humans around him. And indeed, it is because of his battles and victories over himself that mankind made a distinction between them and the beast. The old man said many more wonderful things about the man born with no name, and with one voice, all three great warriors agreed with him. Indeed, the three warriors said in unison, the man who was born with no name and who did battle with himself and won deserves the honor of being labeled the greatest warrior to ever exist. And so, the morning motivation of today is the three warriors in the debate about the greatest warrior to ever exist. The most difficult battle for an individual to fight is the battle with themselves. When one wishes to become better and when one wishes to do things in a more productive way, they must prepare themselves for the fight of their life. Today, get ready to do battle with your bad habits and negative character traits. Understand that becoming better will not be an easy task, and always strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning. To order books in the Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels book series, search Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels on Amazon.com or visit www.dandyandbigherm.com.